And yet, there are still some who blame this war not on the invader, but the invaded, not on Putin's.
Now, all of these left-wing lies about Hungary, I think, is pure political propaganda. You're parliamentary members of parliament, and if you want to do that, then you can do so. But I was quite surprised at what I heard from the President of the Commission.
There are still some who blame this war not on Putin's lust for power, but on Ukraine's thirst for freedom. So I want to ask them, would they ever blame the Hungarians for the Soviet invasion in 1956?
I fully reject what you said, President of the Commission. Any comparison with what freedom fighters did in 1956 was a mistake, and it has nothing to do with what happened in 1956, what's going on in Ukraine now. It's a complete mistake to make a comparison between those two things. On behalf of... And I reject any comparison with the freedom fighters from 1956.
Would they ever blame the Czechs or Slovaks for the Soviet repression of 1968? Would they ever blame the Lithuanians for the Soviet crackdown of 1991? We Europeans may have different histories and different languages, but there is no European language in which peace is synonymous with surrender and sovereignty is synonymous with occupation.
I would like to say something which is common in English, but I can see it's not accepted here. The English press says if you want to win, you need to be courageous enough to recognise that you may lose, because we may facing loss on the Ukrainian front. But the reality is, thanks to the President of the Commission as well, the European Union has a mistaken policy when it comes to this war. If we want to win, then we need to change this losing strategy that we are currently implementing. It was a poorly planned and poorly implemented strategy. If we continue on that route, we're going to lose. If we don't want Ukraine to lose, then we need to change strategy. And I think that you should consider that.
The people of Ukraine are freedom fighters, just like the heroes that freed Central and Eastern Europe from Soviet rule. And there's only one path to achieve a just peace for Ukraine and for Europe. We must continue to empower Ukraine's resistance with political, financial and military support.
In every war, there needs to be diplomatic work, we need to have communication, direct and indirect contacts. If we don't do that, then we will go even deeper into war, and the situation will be even more desperate. More and more people will die. Hundreds of thousands of people have died. Thousands of people are dying while we're talking here now.
Last month in Kyiv, I announced that we will provide up to 35 billion euros in loans to Ukraine as part of the $50 billion pledged by the G7. This loan will be repaid by the windfall profits of immobilized Russian assets, and it will flow directly into Ukraine's national budget. So, We are making Russia pay for the damage it caused, and we will stand with Ukraine through this winter and for as long as it takes.
And with this strategy, we won't find any solution in the battlefield. So I think we need to stand up for peace. We need to focus on a ceasefire and create a different strategy, because otherwise we will all lose.